Donald Trump was finally convicted of something.
Yeah.
He finally won a prize.
Yeah.
The prize is jail. Hopefully.
Yeah. I just sort of found out about him maybe not going to jail today. I always thought that was his prize, but he could get fines, he could get probation, he could get jail time. Yeah.
Honestly, there's a lot of things that are going to happen if he were arrested, put in jail. The man is a child and would probably throw a huge tantrum.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, he's throwing a tantrum right now. Basically, the jury came back just probably 30 minutes ago as of recording this.
Yeah.
Saying that Donald Trump was convicted on all three, or he was found guilty of all three.
34.
34, that's the number that I was looking for. 34 charges.
Yeah.
And
it's really weird. I mean,
I'm kind of in shock. I didn't think it was actually going to happen.
I mean, it should have happened because he was guilty.
Right.
But
I didn't think that it was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
His team likes to figure out ways to make...
they're manipulators and controllers. So I thought, he's going to get out of it, just like he messed with Fonte Willis, and now she's on display to see if she can even try the case.
Yeah.
He stopped the judge in Washington. He stopped the state of New York from getting their money. So, or postponed it.
Yeah.
I just never thought it would happen.
No.
I
did not think that he would actually be convicted. I'm glad that he was.
Yeah.
I don't know what this means for he gets sentenced June 11th.
Yeah. July 11th.
July 11th, not June 11th.
They have to give him 5 weeks.
Yeah, it is a little bit far away.
Yeah.
For me personally, I would, instead of this more of a waiting game, I would like to happen quicker.
Yeah.
I understand, things have to happen just to flee and things like that. But
yeah, I would like to know, is it just going to be a big fine, which he can just pay his way out of?
Well, clearly not. He can't pay the other people.
True. Or he'd rather not. But I think it's going to be probably money because of court costs. It's probably going to be money because of Stormy.
Yeah.
And he's pretty much ruined Cohen's reputation.
Yeah, he owes both of them money.
I would say that they will both attempt to sue him.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Stormy should.
Yeah.
At the very
most
least.
Definitely.
Karen McDougal, he's ruined her life. He's ruined so many people's life. And like a reporter today said, he threatens and manipulates and tears down people left and right. And when does he get punished for anything?
Yeah.
I think
it's really funny how him and Don Jr. is sitting in this room full of snack cakes and junk food and fast food, talking about their mean tweets, and then he gets convicted.
Yeah. Well, shortly after that. And he's going to blame this on
Well,
Biden.
he'll probably do what you just did then and confuse the two.
Yeah, he probably will. Most likely at least once. But Biden has nothing to do with this. This came about 7 years.
Yeah.
This is 7 years in the making. And yeah, it should have happened faster, but he manipulated people and
somehow
paid his way
became
out.
president. Some people also were asking, does this basically the whatchamacallit immunity?
Oh,
Does it count against this?
no.
Probably not, because
No.
it happened before he was president.
It shouldn't, because like she said, it happened before, and anything that happened prior to that is fair game.
Yeah.
Now, the Supreme Court is still debating on if he has supreme immunity, complete immunity, and they won't decide that until the end of June, most likely, because they
want to draw it out.
Yeah, they want to milk that cow as long as they can, because the longer they wait, the less likely he can finish the trial before election.
Yeah. And he can still technically run for president.
Yeah, even if he's a convicted felon, because it's not a requirement. You can be a convicted felon if you're running for office.
I mean, I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's also like maybe specifically of his charges that he has, he shouldn't be allowed to run for president. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that might be a tiebreaker right there for me, but the Supreme Court they're going to help him out as much as they can.
Oh yeah.
I mean, someone said someone needs to check on Alito's flag.
Yeah.
Is it upside down?
I would hate to work at Fox News right now. I mean, I would hate to work there in general, but I would hate to work there right now, this moment of this day.
I bet it's imploding. I mean, I can't imagine how terrified the jurors are that convicted him.
Yeah.
And their families.
It was a fair conviction.
They are really brave.
There's no reason for you to go after them at all. So don't do that.
I just hope that they're all safe and no one tries anything like that.
Now, because this is over, when does the contempt of, or the gag order charges get brought up against him?
It could be anytime between now and the 11th of July. Most likely the 11th of July. But if he does something between now and then, he can get thrown in jail earlier. The judge can issue that.
Which, knowing him,
yeah,
he'll
I can
probably
imagine.
say something.
He's already flipping out.
He's already trying to leave the country.
He's already tweeting like mad. Somebody mentioned Cancun. Somebody mentioned, go to a state that'll protect you. And some of his followers.
It's a federal crime. He committed a federal crime. Doesn't matter where he goes in the United States. They will find him and they will arrest him for running.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have a lot of smart people around him. Jeanine Pirro today on Fox News, or yesterday on Fox News, was talking about how they interrupted his Fifth Amendment by not telling him who was charging him. He knows who's charging him, the state of New York.
Yeah.
it's
The
not a
government
secret.
is charging you.
And then the other guy, I can't even remember that clown's name, on Fox News was saying how it's the Sixth Amendment that they're denying him. They don't even know. And this is an ex-judge and an ex-attorney. They don't even know. You don't know law?
They probably bought the bar.
Obviously, they did something.
I'm just saying. Or
That's crazy. They don't know law.
they've just magically forgotten.
Yeah. Now,
Because the amendments don't change.
yeah, they're not wishy-washy like that. They don't jump off the page.
Yeah, there hasn't been an amendment to an amendment in a long time.
As far as like the Supreme Court, I don't know why Congress isn't doing more to stop them. I know that they're teetering right on the border of control. But, we do have some Republicans that have decency, who are good Republicans. Go with the Democrats and get these guys out. Start getting them out. We do not need any more Clarence Thomas. We don't need Alito. All 6 of them need to be taken off. If you cannot be a fair and impartial judge, you don't need to be on the Supreme Court.
Yeah, I don't know how you made it that far.
Yeah, or that long.
That's crazy.
No. I mean, we need people there that's going to be fair. If you didn't commit the crime, then you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
If you've committed a crime, then you get punished for it. But the simple fact is, be fair.
Yeah.
And be smart. And at least 6 of our justices are not. They're just willing little pegs in his little game.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If the Ginsburg was here,
Yes.
Clarence Thomas would have gotten a Ginsburg. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we do have 3 justices that will stand up for what's right and what's wrong. They will make the law, according to
The law.
the Constitution and what has been handed down time and time again. They will be just. They will be fair. But the other 6, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know how they got there.
I do. Well, yeah. Republicans. And, I mean, you can't. I never thought I would say this, but we don't have a just society. It's not fair.
We never really did,
But it's incredible to me. I'm concerned for the judge, for the prosecutor, for the team of prosecutors, for everyone, because we saw what they did to the Capitol building. We heard what they wanted to do to Nancy Pelosi, what they wanted to do to Mike Pence, their own Republican kind. It's worrying.
Yeah.
And I just hope that everyone's safe and yeah, he got convicted.
Boom!
Never thought that would happen. Never. Not in a million
Now, if
years.
only Jack Smith can get his act together.
Oh, that's one thing let's talk about Jack Smith for a minute. Now, I was all for it because he got all these indictments going. He got everything happening and everything was in the works. He's going to prosecute him here and prosecute him there. Well, was there a reason that he went to Florida to prosecuting there, because no one's really sure why. Eileen Cannon seems to have a really good time with him right now. What's going on, Jack? What's going on?
I don't know why he keeps saying he's going to do something and then doesn't do it and doesn't give any, like, hey, I can't, not even I can't talk about it.
Well, I've been watching different prosecutors, ex-prosecutors talk about, like, federal prosecutors also. And they all agree that he has at least 6 charges to get her off the case. Eileen Cannon off the case. Why doesn't he do this? Why is it that he's making this so difficult? I mean, go to the appeals court. You did it twice already on her. Go there. Prove that she's
Restructure out.
I mean, she's not being fair.
She's not being fair.
You can't even honestly say that you think she's being fair with all of the rulings and the documents that she's been making you jump through.
Yeah.
How is this fair? I mean, you want them to tell Trump and his attorneys when they're coming to raid his place? He did that.
That's not cool for me. I'm sorry. That's like saying, hey, drug lord.
Yeah.
I'm gonna come over to your house and, like, look through it at this time on this day.
Yeah. What are you doing, Jack?
I've never heard of anyone serving a warrant that way.
Yeah.
Of saying, I'm gonna come and pick you up at this time.
Yeah, make sure you're out of the state so that we can raid your house.
Make sure Melania wasn't there. And I understand about making sure, like, Melania's not there or, like, the kids aren't there because, Barron is still young and living there.
Yeah.
I understand not wanting to put, like, a lot of people at risk of,
Yeah, and Ivanka has
anything
young
bad
children.
can happen.
Yeah.
But, like, why are you talking to his attorneys?
Yeah.
Days before you're raiding his house.
Why does Jack Smith have to ask, pretty please, will you comply? Will you stop being rude? Or could you please, pretty please, Judge, give me a gag order so that he'll stop, badgering the witnesses and tearing down the witnesses?
Yeah, just say, stop doing it.
Could you please, Judge, do what I need you to do? No, you've got more power than that. You should be able to go to the appellate court or some court higher than her and say, look, she's not being fair. She's not helping at all. The only person she's helping is Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And, he is the bad guy. Yeah. Well, she goes to it's worrying that he's taking so long to do something.
Yeah.
I don't understand why.
Because honestly, he has enough evidence. I mean, they do this stuff in the public, on camera.
Yeah.
In front of people, on recordings.
He tells people all the time. Everything.
Yeah. So it's not like you don't have the evidence to prove that she's doing this. You could just go to the thing and say, hey, get her off.
Yeah, we need
a new judge.
Yeah. A fair and impartial judge. And whether he's convicted or not, that's up to the court system. But it has to be a fair and impartial court system. Mm-hmm. It can't just be someone,
Even if he is convicted by a jury, the judge can still say, well, you said this, but I'm going to go the other way and say that you're not guilty. So she could, doesn't matter if he's found guilty in the judge
Yeah.
or in the jury's eyes. She could just sit there and say, "Hey, not
I
guilty."
don't think so today. Nah.
And that's most likely what she's going to do.
Yeah, and we all know it. But see, if the thing that bothers me is, okay, he was convicted today, and he was found guilty today,
Yeah.
and all of these charges, these 34 charges, they mean something. He's been convicted. You know, he's been tried. But if it were a federal crime, he wouldn't be able to run for president.
I
And
thought these were federal charges.
no, they're state crimes. Now, I thought if, you know, surely to God, my president can't be convicted of, you know, tax frauds and stuff like that. He's the president.
Of course.
But guess not. Joke's on me. He has to be tried and convicted in a federal court. And by the time they get around to doing this,
It's going to be election time.
yeah, it'll be past election time. And because, like, the judge in Washington, I can't think of her name right now.
Not Marshall.
But the judge in Washington is going to take at least 8 weeks. And by the time they get around to doing this, it's going to be too late. And every time the judge in Washington sets a court date, she sets a court date so that it overlaps and her case comes first, so she gets first dibs.
That's stupid. I'm sorry.
I
That
don't
shouldn't be
think-
allowed. She's very clearly doing that on purpose,
Yeah.
and somebody should be able to say, "Hey, you can't do that."
Yeah, I think first come, first serve, bitch.
I think that's all
Yeah.
that's happened so far. I mean, that's a lot that's happened so far. I mean, today is a historic day.
It is a historic day. We got all kinds of people being convicted. Another person that's been convicted is Chad Daybell.
Yeah.
Guilty on all 8 charges. 9 charges.
They go for his sentencing soon. I'm not quite sure when that is.
I did not hear.
I'll have to look that up. But they're going to proceed with seeing if he's going to be sentenced to death.
Yeah. We should know in the next day or two. We'll be back with that. But he has been convicted of all 9 charges. Trump has been convicted of all 34 charges.
Now the other 129,000
1,000.
to go.
Yeah, hopefully the jury and the judge will get things straightened out in Georgia.
I did hear that there is a county jail that they are talking to.
Oh yeah,
So I think maybe he might be put in jail for the gag order stuff.
okay. I do know that they're
But that's not 100%.
They're arranging.
The Secret Service is talking to
Yeah.
this jail. Probably to see if they are equipped enough to
Yeah.
handle.
hopefully the convictions will, or the judge will get his act together in Georgia also, and let Fonte go ahead and or kick her off and let her
Proceed with her charges.
yeah, get that going again. I want it all to be over, honestly. I'm not trying to rush his fate. I don't have
No.
some vendetta against him. I would just like for all of this bull
Yeah.
stuff to be over.
Yeah. And I would like it just to go back to normal regular politics
Yeah.
news.
Yeah. Marjorie Taylor Greene punching somebody out, or
That's not normal politics news. I'm talking about this person said this person's a crappy person because they don't like how they do this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's getting to where they're gonna have catfights in the Congress building again.
Bernie
so.
keeps having to stop fights.
I know. Thank you, Bernie Sanders.
The man can't handle it all. Somebody pick up some slack.
Oh no. A few major Republicans will be leaving for good this session. I think Mitch McConnell has retired. He's retiring.
I think Lindsay.
No. We're never going to get rid of that cookie monster. But
We will see you next time with hopefully some more jazzy news. I'm still kind of in shock, so I don't even know if it's like,
yeah,
it doesn't quite feel real yet.
no.
Once he is sentenced, it will feel more real.
And, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop for...
Time. Congratulations, Trump, for finally winning an award.
Yeah.
Hopefully a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.